This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Well, we hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode of Arn. It was Fatal 4-Way. And if you've got a question for next week's show, we encourage you to go ask it at the Arn Show. Next week is going to be a Q&A episode, and we're excited to bring that one to you. Arn, we got tons of questions for this week's show, though, about the Fatal 4-Way. I'll try to hit a few rapid fire. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So Sheamus, Edge, John Cena, and Randy Orton, in the nicest way possible, one of these feels not like the other, right? What says the enforcer? Yeah, this is something that we got a lot in the comments. I feel like a lot of fans are sort of down on Sheamus, and I think some of that is probably because they feel like Sheamus was quote unquote pushed down our throats. So much like those same fans probably feel about Roman Reigns, they probably put Sheamus in that same category. You know him differently than fans do. What's your take on Sheamus and the way fans maybe turn their back on his push so early?
Well, I mean, that's true and not true. If you don't come out with a guy and right out of the chute, let the audience know, hey, this is a guy we're going to go with,
right?
And he's going to be successful right out of the get-go, then, you know, a lot of times guys won't get over. You know, I believe in bringing a guy out for the first time and have him make an impression. So not sure I agree with that. I think he did fit in that group of guys. It was just going to take him a little while for you to go back and go a couple of months later and go, well, I guess this guy has got something. You're going to go through that. Who is this guy? Why are they pushing him so hard? You know, in a company full of stars, he's not necessarily the biggest, the baddest, the best looking, but hey, in time, if he earns his place through his work, then you'll go back and go, well, I guess I was wrong about this guy.
I'm so glad that we had this discussion because it feels like a lot of people are sort of torn about it. Let me read you a few comments. This comes from Concussed Jones. He says, I never saw Kofi Kingston as a main eventer. Now, hang on. I know we're talking about Sheamus, but just let me finish the thought here. Not because of his talent, but because of the way he was presented. Did you ever think he would get over the way he did? His career didn't seem to be going anywhere until those couple of months before WrestleMania. Now, this is a question from Concussed Jones, but it really ties back into what we're talking about because of the way he was presented. And here's another example of that same thing. The Booked Shoot says, do you think Sheamus was pushed too hard too soon? Or do you believe in the bring him in as a main eventer and he'll be a main eventer mentality?
And if he doesn't have it, you'll see pretty quickly.
Right.
You know, guys will come out, or women, and they will bare their souls, and you'll know what you have pretty quickly. As long as they have an opponent that they can have a match with, and they have enough time, and they have enough interview time, it won't take long to see whether they have it or not. I always knew Kofi was going to be one of those guys that at least would be in the upper middle and always have a job. And there's a place for those guys. There's a prominent place in the business. That wasn't enough for Kofi, and he just kept working, and his work just got better, and he was such a dependable, employee, and always on time and willing to do all the things that he needed to do to get better. He would listen. You could coach Kofi, and he would say, thank you very much, and go out and try to plug in what you told him. I don't think anyone knew he was going to make it all the way to being the world champion, but you know what? It was really fun to watch, and I'm very happy for him. I think the business is better for it, and certainly glad to see it happen to a guy like Kofi.
I think we all are. We'll do two last ones here, and then we'll wrap it up for this week. Instagram, a wrestling historian, wants to know, why didn't Sheamus become the face of WWE?
Look at the mug on him.
Thank you for that. Adam Parsons wants to know, any good stories or memories about the Nassau Coliseum? You guys ran that building a few times with the NWA too, right?
We did. And, New Yorkers are a pretty raucous crowd, and they always came out and supported us. The building was usually pretty full all the time. And, it was just one of those markets that you knew you were always going to do well.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.